Yeah, I don't know, dude. You're too old to make videos. I'm not supposed to make YouTube videos because I'm too old. Can you see me? Can you guys see me? Should I move this up a little bit? Yeah, I'm too old. I can't even get the camera right. So what happens when you're too old? You're pretty much done in terms of your character arc. You're not done in terms of living. I want to live. I like life. I'm curious about life. But I'm too old. I'm really upset today because there wasn't YouTube when I was 9 years old. I would have been a great YouTuber at 9. We're talking 1971. You want to know why I'd be a good YouTuber? Because I had clearly defined goals, and you could see me transform from my original self into my aspirational self. Let me tell you something about my goals when I was 9. Number 1, I wanted to be a professional baseball player. My idol was Reggie Jackson. You could have seen me training to become like my idol, Reggie Jackson. I was doing the whole thing. Baseball, swinging, throwing, working out with weights. I was doing everything I could. The other thing, my other goal at that time was to get my own bachelor pad. You could have seen me looking for luxury suites in the coastal areas. It would have been beautiful. I wanted to do my own grocery shopping because I only liked, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, to eat Captain Crunch and all of its varieties. Now, Captain Crunch was in its heyday in the early 70s. We had Captain Crunch with Crunch Berries, with Peanut Butter Crunch. We had cousins and brothers and sisters, King Vitamin, Quisp, Quake. Quake was a muscular Captain Crunch variety mascot, but he got conquered by Quisp, the Martian. And you would have seen me buying all this cereal. I wanted to get a girlfriend who looked like Raquel Welch. On YouTube, you could have seen me dating all these Raquel Welch doppelgangers. We'd be clinking our champagne glasses on the bow of a yacht. It would be amazing. Now, you would see my transformation. I don't eat sugary cereal anymore. Now, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I eat Barbara's peanut butter puffins because there's only like 4 grams of sugar instead of 14 grams of sugar, which you get. The greatest cereal of all time is Captain Crunch's peanut butter crunch. There's just nothing, hands down. Could live off of it, but it's too sugary. I've gone through some transformations. And it would have been a great mukbang moment watching me as a 9-year-old eating my Captain Crunch as I trained to be like Reggie Jackson. Of course, I'd have my girlfriend who looks like Raquel Welch. There'd be my yacht. I'd be a lifestyle influencer, man. So it would just be like I would be the first mukbang artist of YouTube as a 9-year-old eating my Captain Crunch. So I think YouTube likes that kind of mukbang thing because it's extreme. And today, I guess, if you want to look for that kind of eating extreme, you got to go to Las Vegas. What is it? The Heart Attack Grill, Heart Attack Cafe, where they actually encourage you to die from eating yourself to death, where you get free food if you're 350 pounds. I think they spank you if you don't finish the meals. But that's the extremity of YouTube today. When I think of extremes, I think of chaos. And one of the things you guys have noticed here is I'm always trying to get rid of chaos. This Seiko SPB143 is sort of like it was an attempt at getting rid of chaos in my life. But wow, one of you wrote a comment today. You said you opened up your watch. I think you had a 151, a Captain Willard, and you looked at the movement. You weren't impressed. You were not impressed. It scared me what you wrote about the 6R35 movement. You just said, it's almost the way this guy described the movement when he opened it up to tell me in the comment. It reminds me of when a surgeon opens someone up to do some surgery and they just go, I don't think so. We're done here. And they just close them back up. And, in Chinese, there's a saying, mei ban fa. Mei ban fa means nothing can be done. And I think this guy, he opened up his Captain Willard to see if he could regulate it, and he just went, mei ban fa. And he just closed it back up, and he walked away. So, I don't know. I'll keep these. They look good. I don't know, man. I guess an argument could be made that that I should sell my my 6R35 movements and just get an SLA 043. And then I would have movements that I would like. That's just chaos, man. I'm trying to get rid of chaos. Have I? I mean, chaos is relative, man. I used to have 65 watches. Some of them were 65 millimeters. This one's 40.5. Clearly, this is an attempt. It's a cry for help. This watch was a cry to get out of chaos, to get into a manageable watch. And speaking of manageable watches, there's a Geo-Trekker by Citizens coming out in about a week or two. I don't know, it's a beautiful watch. It's called the Geo-Trekker, and it's got a ad campaign of a guy, you know, he's out in the wilderness with his Geo-Trekker. I don't know though, man. It's like black PVD. It's 46 millimeters. It's got like a globe of the planet Earth. It's got like the continents of the planet Earth on the dial. It's 46 millimeters, and it's not their beautiful high finished Duratec titanium. It's stainless steel. That's got to be heavy on the wrist. If you're a wilderness dude, are you really going to wear a black PVD 46 millimeter anchor on your wrist while you're out hunting and fishing? I don't know. To me, that would be like a hero cosplay watch just for dressing up. I don't think I'm going to buy it. I think if I was going to buy an all-black Citizen, it would have to be one of those Atessa models with that Duratec titanium. But the problem with those watches is that I love them. I think they're amazing. But I never wear them, and then end up selling them. And man, when you buy a Citizen Atessa and you sell it, you lose like 65% of your money. And that's just from my experience. And it's part of the chaos scenario. And, you know, if you're a watch YouTuber, you know, you're gonna be susceptible to a certain amount of chaos in your life. Because curating watches is kind of the analog or the equivalent of mukbang. You know, just as a person eats buttery lobster on a video. Gosh, people are really desperate for social connection. They can just stare at someone eating buttery lobster for an hour. I mean, someone who's curating this parade of shiny new objects in terms of timepieces, I guess. That's sort of the watch version of mukbang. But I notice, you know, if you're a watch YouTuber, something happens to you. Eventually, you become like the chef who spends all this time making food for the guests, but you don't eat the food yourself. I almost see some of your watch curators, you know, they're bringing the watches in because a lot of times they have relationships with watch stores, and so the watch stores send these beautiful watches for the YouTubers to feature. And then, of course, in that case, the YouTuber is not buying the watch, more just curating it. And I suspect, and I'm not one of those YouTubers, I suspect that puts you in a frame of mind where you're kind of living vicariously through these luxury timepieces, but you don't have to own them. And you're almost like the BMW salesman. You get to drive expensive BMWs all day, but you go home to your Honda. No one knows. He drives a secret Honda. But you straddle both worlds. And I look at very thoughtful YouTubers who are in watches, and I notice they really want to get out of chaos. I mean, I believe TGV said he's pretty much out of the game, and he's moved on to a new chapter in his life. What I like about his videos, I'm a retro dude, and I don't even know, TGV may be too young to even draw from this as inspiration. If someone knows, let me know. The vibe I get from his videos that I like is TV shows I watched as a kid in the 60s, Mission Impossible and The Man from U.N.C.L.E. And there's a certain vibe and a certain drama in his videos that reminds me of that. And so there's a retro vibe I get from another place and time, which I give him credit for. There's another thoughtful YouTuber who he's trying to get out of the watch addiction too. Oh boy, it's called This Watch, That Watch. So this watch, that watch. And this gentleman, he's very thoughtful. He will sit down and for 20 to 30 minutes he can just, I think he's improvisational. I don't even think there's a script. He will tell you about watches, he'll tell you about the different price tiers and the quality and what you should focus on, what you should stay away from. He's very thoughtful, and I believe he's trying to stay off watches. In fact, I think he said in a recent video that he hasn't bought a watch in like 130 days or something, and so he's trying to stay away from them. I'm not good at staying away from watches. I can't lie to you guys. I bought a neighbor. I bought a 4th gen Seiko Monster, a month ago? I didn't connect with it for the 3rd time, and I sold it, so it's been a month, but I'm already, I used to buy a watch a week. Now I'm down to like a watch a month, so I guess I'm making progress, you know? I don't know. I don't know. I have this drama going on inside me when it comes to watches. You know what represents my drama the most for watches? There's a show called The Larry Sanders Show, and I've seen it 3 times. I'm obsessed with the show, and Rip Torn plays Artie, and Artie's trying to manage the chaos, so that's part of my psyche is Artie, and then the chaos, of course, is Larry Sanders and his sidekick Hank. These are just a bunch of what do you call them, man babies, or plural, man child singular, man babies plural, and it's just chaos. And I absolutely love Artie, played by Rip Torn. I feel like I got Artie inside me trying to put out the fires as my inner Hank and my inner Larry Sanders, the little babies who want to buy every watch in town. I mean, I just told you that I'm not going to buy that Geo Trekker. Kind of like it. Wouldn't mind trying it out for a while. It looks like a nice big hero watch. I suspect it's too heavy. I don't think it would be a keeper. I've owned a green dial Citizen ProMaster GPS once in my life. I ruined it by putting a bracelet on it. I put a stainless bracelet on it, and when I sent it to Random Rob to sell, he immediately took it off the bracelet and put it back on the rubber strap. I want it again. It's a unique watch by Citizen. It's a screw down. It's a real diver watch, and it was so well executed. Sometimes they don't execute their watches well. I mean, they made a recent Citizen ProMaster that's 41 millimeters, and there's a blue one, a black one on a rubber strap. The blue one comes on a titanium bracelet, and then there's an all gunmetal one. And I contacted Average Brothers, Mark Olimaris. I go, what's that gunmetal one like? And he goes, close, nice idea, but poorly executed. So sometimes their executions just aren't there. And I remember I had the black dial one at Watch City, and I didn't like the bezel at all. It didn't feel special, but that green GPS felt special, so I've been thinking about that watch. You know, I would be in denial if I told you guys I'm just going to quit buying watches. Check this out. I found a watch last night that I like more than the Tudor Black Bay 41, the monochrome. It's a Rado. I saw it on Noman. It's high-tech ceramic, has an 80-hour power reserve, and it's this sunburst gray color. There's a blue one too, but I like the gray one even more. 43 millimeters. Wow. It looks like, wow, what a watch. I don't even, it's almost like a unicorn. How come I never saw it before? I don't know. I would love to sample it though. I would love to chronicle my adventures. I would love to wear it for a month and feature it on YouTube while I'm eating my Puffins peanut butter Puffins by Barbara's. Yeah, what a YouTuber I would have been at 9 years of age, because then you could have seen my whole character arc. Now I'm 62, and had a terrible weekend because I ate too many French pastries for the Mother's Day celebration. Oh, McMahon found an excuse to celebrate. Oh, look at that dude. He found an excuse to cheat. So I'll be doing a lot of Turkish get-ups in about 10 minutes. So, yeah, I don't know, man. For me, let me finish this video before I work out and try to get rid of my pastry belly. I think the idea of conquering chaos in our lives is probably an illusion. It's probably, I suspect chaos is a cycle. I suspect we We manage it. We don't get rid of chaos when it comes to our watch collecting or eating. I read an article this morning about this. It was in the Atlantic, and it's about the popularity of intermittent fasting. I thought you were going to quit the video, McMahon. You're now going into, hey, this was the whole germ of the video. Leave me alone, Artie. So, yeah, I read this article this morning about intermittent fasting. It's been very popular for a whole decade now. And what the article said is that the data shows that it's really not that effective for long-term weight loss, but it remains popular. And it does remain popular because it helps people elevate from the chaos. It's like, dude, my eating is insane. I just need to get away from it. It's cheap. It's cheap not to eat. Yes, it's very cheap not to eat. And it gives you self-esteem because it gives you a sense of accomplishment. It's hard to go without eating for 15 hours or whatever your intermittent period is. And it's just like people are taking a break from chaos in their lives. I think managing chaos is something that we do. I don't think we ever get rid of it. Look at me, man. I have a collection of 7 watches, but I'm looking at Rado. I'm looking at that green dial GPS. I wouldn't mind having an all black watch. I love the SLA 043, which would require that I sell this and my Willard and my SPB147, though I have the SBDC 105 version from Japan. That'd be a real stinker to my management of chaos. Yeah, it's a shame, man. I'm not 9 years old in 1971. You guys would have enjoyed seeing me trying to become Reggie Jackson. And now I got to do it right now at the age of 62. I got to go work off my pastry belly. It was brutal, man. It was brutal to everything about my life, including my self-esteem. I'm going to get it back now. Ladies and gentlemen, do we really conquer chaos, or do we just manage it? Can we have some realistic expectations, please? Tell me what you think. Until next time, I'm out.